Sai Ram. Let's devote some time to get into the song posted in the group yesterday. Naam Ratan Cham, Naam Ratan Cham. For contemplation purpose, the sequence in this stage, as per the process in spiritual sadhana, pre-sadhana and post-sadhana process, the sequence is slightly changed. Accordingly, let's get into the song. Initial condition of a human being before he takes up spiritual path a little seriously. All of us or some of us can validate this with our own present life itself, leave alone the previous births. What is the condition before we have entered into Sai fold, before we have got into spiritual teachings? What is the condition? What was the condition, or what is the usual condition of a human being? मोह मन मोहे लोभ ललचाए, कैसे कैसे ये नाग लहराए. This is the condition. Moha man, that is deluded mind, lobh lalichaye, filled with greed, lobh. Deluded mind, nowhere near the reality, nowhere closer to spiritual sadhana. Starting point of all things being our individual ego. From there, Raga Dvesha, Lobh Lalchaya, all the greed, all the vices which affect us, all bad qualities flow out of the subtlest point, that is our individual. The mind, Mohaman, the mind, stretched away from the reality of our identity. So, when something is not real, we say it is deluded, it's false. So, that is the mind. So, when we are not divine, that means we are this jiva. And from this starts all other. One thing is mentioned here, greed. And to give the gravity of the situation, once our mind is deluded and we are filled with greed, we are filled with desires, to exactly portray the state, a very powerful expression flows from the Shayar. What is that? कैसे कैसे ये नाग लहराए. If we have ever sat and watched a snake dance, Naag Lehraye, apparently it looks very, very attractive with snake dance. when its owner plays the tune, and to that tune, lehraye, it like wave, the snake moves hither and thither, and then it exhibits that dance, which is so attractive to the eyes. But what happens once you are attracted by that by chance? If you go near to that, what happens? The same snake, what it does, it bites you. It may sting you to death. So the impact of the Mohaman, the deluded mind, filled with the desires, lobh, born out of the subtle ego, forgetting the real identity that I am divine. The outcome of that, the impact of that, the danger of that desire, the danger of leading a life filled with greed, filled with desires, filled with attachment. The danger cannot be projected in a more dangerous or more explicit way than by telling that all these things, the desire, the attachments, all these things are like that dance which moves, dances. The dance exhibits our ignorant state of apparent happiness which we get with all these desires, fulfillments. Ultimately, it leads us to death. The same nag, the same snake, and the same desires can take you to the death. Take you to your perishment. कैसे कैसे ये नाग लहरा है. What is this life? मोहमन के साथ में और लोभ जो है हमें ललचाते हुए, और ये लोभ और ये वासनाएं, ये सब सांप की तरह हमको सपेरन जब बजाता है बीन, तो उसके साथ में सांप जैसे नाचता है, तो वैसे ये जो भी राग द्वेष, जो भी इत्यादि जो भी है, ये सब हमें नाच भी दिखाते हैं और साथ साथ में हमें नचाते भी हैं. They make us dance to it, their tune, and ultimately they sting us to death. Several cuts as though it's spent like this, accumulating karmas after karmas, karmas after karmas. When the major chunk of our karmas gets cleared, when the time comes, we turn towards God. It may be due to being born in a spiritually oriented family, or it may be due to some disillusionments, some deceiving by those whom we had always trusted. Any unduly pleasant thing or any unduly negative thing, disillusionment or any bad thing which happens to us, we develop a taste of dispassion towards this lobh, dispassion towards this the lobh dancing like the snake, and then we turn towards God. Starting of our spiritual journey, slowly, dispassion sets in, and the inner voice sings, लाए क्या थे जो लेके जाना है, ना मैं धन चाहूं ना रतन चाहूं. The wisdom starts dawning on us. We are treading in the path of spiritual sadhana. God teaches us, masters teach us, and then in that state of dispassion, this starts echoing within our heart, the depth of our heart. What have I brought when I was born? And what is there which is going to be eternally with me, which I can happily carry along with me when I leave this world? What is it? What is it that I can say that it is? I can say genuinely that I own this and I shall leave this world with this. Can all this dhan, can all this ratan, can all these jewels, can all this money, wealth, power, etc., am I going to take this with me? These are all my, can these be my cherished eternal possessions? No. Then what is it that I can genuinely hold on to and with which I leave this world? Make दिल ही तेरा खजाना है. Only the pure heart, saturated with love for God. As God is the only treasure which I can own, which I can say as my own, prema dakshina svikaro. Love is the only. Love, pure love leads to the pure heart. Make dil hi tera khazana. And the subtle secret behind this is that the purer we become, the nobler our heart becomes. It has a definite positive impact on our actions, and such actions we are going to carry along with us, which surely are going to get us good karmas when we are born. We read in some 2-3 posts before we read that in what situations when we leave this world, the next birth, we are born in a pious family. We are born in a pious environment, conducive environment, where we very quickly progress in our sadhana. These are all not real, not sheer talks. We have Sri Ramana in front of us. We have Vivekananda in front of us. We have Adi Shankara in front of us. Those who have lived and those who have realized in almost their childhood, at least Ramana and Adi Shankara, for sure. So the implications of a nobler heart, pure heart, is far beyond even our imagination, the stretch of our imagination. Swami's quote, pure heart is the inner purpose of all disciplines. And when I am so clear about my goal, my direction, my state, which should be. I can face Swami, look into his eyes and say with conviction, यहाँ तक पहुंचने के बाद भी अगर मैं भटक जाऊं, see, in the path of realization, even at the penultimate level, one can fall down and fall down to such an extent that it may take few births to recover and then come back to that level. So till realization, in Avadhuta Gita it says, even after realization, be aware, be always vigilant that you don't come down. So, if I am genuinely progressing in the spiritual sadhana, I, the devotee, can look into Swami's eyes and say, in spite of all these things, इससे पहले कि मन उधर जाए, उधर कहाँ? मोह मन लोभ ललचाए, कैसे कैसे ये नाम लहराए। अगर मैं इतना जानने के बाद भी अगर मैं भटक जाऊं, अगर फिर से इस संसार के चक्रव्यूह में फंस जाऊं और फिर मैं लोभ की ओर, राग द्वेष के ओर मैं बढ़ता हूं, हे भगवान, मेरी क्या सजा है? आपको बताने की जरूरत नहीं। यू डोंट हैव टू टेल, अनाउंस द पनिशमेंट। आई विल अनाउंस द पनिशमेंट माई सेल्फ। मैं तो मर जाऊं, हाँ मैं मर जाऊं, लेट मी डाई, लेट मी पेरिश। This boldness can come only when one is genuinely into the spiritual sadhana. Otherwise, to announce that let me perish, let me die, it's easier said than done. It's not easy to tell, express this way. Days pass by. He progresses in sadhana. Reaches an advanced stage in sadhana, starts getting glimpses of that Parama Prema described in Narada Bhakti Sutra in the path of devotion. Parama Prema. Go back to Narada Bhakti Sutra posts. Within the initial 10 posts, this Parama Prema is described. In 2 posts it is described, if his memory does not fail him. In the path of bhakti, devotion, he starts getting a glimpse of that real I, real self. Call the glimpses bliss or ananda or whatever. Here, this song echoes pure devotion. Pure devotion. So, in the devotion at that stage, when the heart is melted, the devotee has progressed from single pointed devotion to devotion transforming into love, to even the love expanding towards the entire creation. There, in that state of surrender, penultimate stage, the D-Day is going to arrive. Realization in the path of bhakti, in the path of love, is about to come. What is the state? What is the cry in that ecstasy which can emanate from a pure heart of a pure devotee. तेरे चरणों की धूल में जाए तो मैं तर जाऊं, हाँ मैं तर जाऊं। अब तो घर जाओ, अपने घर जाओ, अब तो घर जाओ, अपने घर जाओ। तर जाओ मीन्स तारना, that is crossing the ocean of samsara. तेरे चरणों की धूल मिल जाए। What an expression. Again. If I could be that part of dust on which your feet walks through, if I'm able to cherish and own that dust, charanon ki dhool, that purity, what does it mean? चरणों की धूल बनना क्या मतलब है इसका एक्चुअली? इट्स नॉट लिटरली चरणों की धूल मिल जाए. दैट मीन्स टू दैट एक्सटेंट प्रभु के चरणों की धूल मिल जाए तो बहुत है, मैं कर जाऊं. That expression, what it means is that my ego is annihilated to that extent. Even if I have a little ego left in me that I am so and so, I cannot cry out to the Lord that let me be a dust at your feet. It's not possible. That state is a penultimate state which clearly describes how much the ego of that devotee is annihilated. In the path of devotion, you become smaller and smaller. That means your ego gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and it slips through these cycle of samsara. And that smallness, that ego getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and then becoming unnoticeable or getting totally annihilated is expressed by this beautiful expression, Tere Charanon ke dhool mil jaye. In the path of jnana, on the other hand, you expand from your limited ego, ahankar, to unlimited self, aham brahmasmi. Here, since we are talking about devotion, it says Tere Charanon ke main utar jaऊं. I am sure when I have reached that state where my ego is rent asunder and my ego is totally annihilated and I become dust at your feet, it is at that time I am sure I will be able to cross this Mankutarja, cross this ocean of samsara, because nothing in this world, nothing can shake my state. Samsara cannot inflict any pain because my association with this samsara, with the limited ego, that is not there anymore. And what is the last expression? Ab to ghar jao, apne ghar jao. Let's go back to the Tu Pyar Ka Sagar Hai. When we ended that, the last line of great hope, we said, कानों में जरा कह दे कि आए कौन दिशा से हम, तू प्यार का सामने. Come, O Lord, whisper in my ears. Let me know, let me be aware from where I have come. Who am I? From where? What is my original identity, real eternal identity? So that I retrace my journey and go back and retrace to my original identity. That is the identity. That is my real identity, the way in which you brought me in this jagat. तूने मुझको जग में भेजा देखकर निर्मल. In that pure identity, what is my identity? कानों में जरा कह दे कि आए कौन दिशा से हम. Here, to that question, Lord has answered as though, which is not given explicitly in a line, but to be able to say, मैं तो घर जाऊं, अपने घर जाऊं. So that means he has known now what is his real home, what is his real identity, how God has created him. So only after knowing that home, he can say, मैं अपने घर जाऊं. That means in between that कानों में जरा कह दे कि आए कौन दिशा से हम, and this cry with conviction, अपने घर जाओ, मैं तो घर जाऊं, हे राम तेरे घर जाओ, अपने घर जाओ. तेरा मेरा एक ही तो है घर, अपने पास मिला. So in between that, what should have happened to that cry, कानों में जरा कह दे कि कौन दिशा से आए, कौन दिशा से हम. भगवान आ गए, गोद में ले लिए और कान में कह दिए कि बच्चा तेरे को कहाँ जाना है, तेरे को कहाँ है, मेरा वैकुंठ कहाँ है, मेरा कैलाश कहाँ है, मेरा शांति कहाँ है, वहाँ पे पहुँचना है. और भक्त has known his dharma. He has known where he has to reach. So he ends with this line of hope. कि अब हो गया. ये भवसागर से तर के, having crossed the ocean of samsara, let me reach my home, from where there is no आना जाना anymore, there is no coming again to this world. अपने घर जाओ. What a beautiful journey, from starting from the useless मोह मन लोभ ललचाए to अपने घर जाओ. The journey is ended. Realization has gone. There is no more going from home. Homecoming is achieved. Return to that prashanti. Return to that real and divine identity which Bhagwan has been reminding us time and again that you are divine, you are divine. Divyatma Swarupa. The journey is over. अगर मैं इस पथ पे नहीं चल पाया तो मैं मर जाऊं. अगर मैं चल गया, तूने मुझे बता दिया कि मुझे कहाँ पहुँचना है, और मैं इस चीज़ को जान गया और मैं आगे उस घर की ओर अग्रसर हो रहा हूँ, तो अब मुझे मरना नहीं है, अब मुझे अपना घर पहुँचना है। I have to retrace and reach my home, which is your home, it's our home, the eternal Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram to all of you. And what should he say? Jai Sai Ram to Swami, or in what way he can express for pouring these 30 minutes through him? All wisdom is yours, Bhagavan. All folly is mine. Jai Sai Ram.